Hi everybody, it's Christina from Card Making Magic. Watercolour backgrounds always make a nice display for your cards, and all these have been created using distress inks that most of us have in our crafting stash. So these are just some of the backgrounds that I've created and the different distress inks that we've used. So this one has been created with peacock feathers and picked raspberry, and this one has been created with the same two, but I've added in mustard seed. This one has been created with just picked raspberry and mustard seed, and then if you come down to the bottom we've got spice marmalade, forest moss and mustard seed to create this background. And then over to the left, this dark background has been created with vintage photo, walnut stain and spice marmalade. So you've got a different look there for all your backgrounds, and no matter how hard you try, you'll never get two that will look the same. Now we're going to do this background, which is a darker one. This can be used for your male cards, or you can dress it up to make it for your feminine cards. And I'm using spice marmalade, vintage photo and walnut stain. Now you can use a non-stick craft mat if you wish, but I'm going to use an acrylic block. And what you will need is some watercolour card. So all I've done with an A4 piece of watercolour card is cut it into quarters, and this size is just a nice size to trim down and fit onto the front of an A2 card. So what I'm going to do is take one of my inks and I'm going to pop it down onto the acrylic mat, and I'm going to just spritz it with a little bit of water, and then I can take my card, and all I'm going to do is press my card down into the ink. And you're not looking for anything uniform, you're just going to plop it down, and then when you've done that one you can clean that off and you can add the next colour down. So again, I'm going to spritz that with some water, just a little bit, and I'm going to take my card back again. I'm just going to take these extra pieces off the end, and I'm going to add different areas to my card down onto the colour. And then once I've done that, I can clean that off. But you can, if you want to, use this on other pieces of your watercolour card. So we'll just take these excess little pieces off. And I'm just using some kitchen roll. And then I'll take my spice marmalade and we'll pop that down onto the sheet. And we'll spritz it again with just a little bit of water. And then I'm going to add the orange to the centre of that card. And it might mean that you need to bend your card to get the colours on. And we'll just leave it like that for the minute. And I'm just going to take this off. Now you can leave this on, as I say, and use it on other cards. So what I need to do now with this is just dry it off a little bit. So I'm just going to take my heat gun and I'm going to dry that card. So now that this is dry, I need to go over that again to fill in the white bits. And I'm just popping my colours down again onto my acrylic block. And I'm making sure that I've got a fair bit on. And then I need a large brush and some water. And what I'm going to do is just pick this colour up with my brush, and I'm going to just randomly stick it down on my card. And then when I've done that piece, I'm going to clean the brush off and take the other colour, and I'm going to do exactly the same. And this is why you'll never get two that will look the same. And we'll do the same again, and we'll get some of the darker colour, and we'll just add that into the darker bits. So I'm happy with that. So we've got rid of all the little white bits. We'll just clean the brush off and clean the mat off with some kitchen roll, and I'm going to go away and dry this again. So there are two layers done with the same coloured inks, but like I said, you'll never get two the same. So what I've done with mine is I've trimmed it down. I've created a gold layer to put that onto, and that's now ready to sit on my card to use in my design. And this is the one that I'm going to complete now. So using the same gold card that I've used to back the watercolour background on, I've cut myself an oval, and I'm going to add that to my card with some foam pads. I've cut myself a verse, and I'm adding that to my card also with some foam pads. So with a glue gun, I'm just going to add in some flowers. So I'm having that one trailing up there. We'll put the large rose along the bottom, and we'll put the chrysanthemum along there next to it. So we'll just make sure it's stuck down, and then I'm going to add in different colours, but all that complement this colour scheme, and we'll just fill in the gaps along the edge. And then once I've got these flowers in place, I'm going to do what I always do, and that's add in my glitter. So I'm now just going to dot some of my glue onto the flowers, and I've added in an extra flower along this side. And then all I need to do is just sprinkle it with some glitter. Take the excess off, and then once the glue's dry, I can brush over that with a little soft brush just to remove the excess glitter. Now this space at the bottom of the sentiment is a little bit too bare for me, so I'm just going to add in some pearl flourish, and that will just finish off that little area for me.